Scott, can you maybe even elaborate on, like, oftentimes we see church techs just simply hand the microphone to the
Mm,
pastor.
yeah.
Do you always take the step to either tape it to their side if that's needed? Are you always the person to essentially mic them in a way?
Yeah, and we talk about this a little bit in our church mix videos about when we're talking about what is the job of the audio volunteer, um, or the audio person, and it is 100% your job to make sure that that microphone is placed correctly. For me personally, when I'm mixing any microphone that goes on stage, I always do a sound check with. If it's gonna, whether it's just an announcement handheld or a lav or a headset mic, whatever it is that's going live on stage, I always sound check it with the person that's using it. Um, and I will always go up to the person and make sure it's positioned correctly. And that doesn't just go for the pastor's mic; it goes for every single mic that's on stage. Um, Before sound check starts, and after the musicians have settled in and gotten everything how they want it, I'll walk through and make sure the mics are placed the way I want them to be placed. A lot of times, drummers will move mics to what they think it should look like, or guitar players will move their mics to be what they think it should be. But we know that for me personally, I will know the room that I'm in, and I'll know the sound that I want, and so that I will go and place those. That's not to say that I don't work with the musician. Um, I do talk to the guitar player about what speaker he has in there and what amp he has and what tone he's going for and things of that nature. And I'll also talk with the worship leader themselves about what is the style for that weekend, what is the set style, what is the aim, what is the goal for that weekend. And so that will help me determine a lot of how I place my mics. So that's a little more elaboration on microphones in general. But yeah, as a reminder, it's always your job to make sure the mics are placed in the best spot. If it's not you, then it would be sometimes I'll have an audio assistant around, where somebody I trust that I know has been trained well and knows that they know how I like my microphones to be placed. And so sometimes I'll trust that to like a stagehand or an audio assistant. But for the most part, I like to do it myself.
That's great.